First, you must set up the problem. Then you put in your placeholders. Then make sure that your decimals are lined up. And then you add like normal. And then you bring down your decimal and add this common sign. First, you gotta set up the problem. And put in your placeholders. Now you gotta make sure your decimal's in place. Then you just subtract like normal. Bring down your decimal. And there's your answer. First, when you're multiplying decimals, you line them up first. And you line the decimals up. Okay, then you multiply like normal. Well, then you put your placeholders in. And now you multiply. Bring down the decimal every time you multiply. Then you always bring your decimal down. And there's your answer. First, when you divide decimals, you want to set the problem up. Last goes first, and first goes last. Now, because the divisor cannot have a decimal, you have to move it one to the right. Now get rid of that decimal. Now you do the same to the dividend. One to the right. There we go. And now you can divide. And now you can divide. And there's your answer. First, set up your problem. Now you solve. Now you first have to cancel out, or you need to get the 5.8 to the other side of the equal sign. So you cancel it out. And this canceled it out, and then you do the same to the other side. Now you solve for W. There's your answer. First you set up the problem. Then you solve. First you have to get the 3.91 over to the other side of the equal sign by the 28. That would cancel out, and we would go over here. And then you subtract. Break down your decimal. And so K equals 24.09. Okay, now first you set up a problem. And now you solve. So you gotta get because you're multiplying, you have to divide, because dividing is the opposite of multiplying. So it would be then you divide 1.4 or 1.44 divided by 1.2. Now you can't have a decimal inside the divisor, so you move it one to the right. You have to do the same thing to this one. Okay. 12 goes into 14 once. And y would equal 12. Now you set up the problem. Now, because it's division, you multiply. Now you multiply. And you gotta line up your decimals when you do this. And your answer would be 48.2 negative 48.2. First you set up your problem. Then you solve. And that's your answer. First, you find your common denominator. So the common denominator is 24. Then you solve. And that's your answer. First you set up a problem. Okay, now you solve. So it would be negative 2 over 12. But you can simplify it to negative 1. So that's the answer. First you set up your problem. So what we do first is we keep the first number, 3 over 4, change the sign to multiplication, and flip the second number. You can reduce 6 and 3. Now you can multiply. And 7/8 is your answer. First set up a problem, as I did here. Now you want to get the 1/6 over to the other side of the equal sign. So you do negative 1, or subtract 1/6. That cancels out. And then be minus 1/6 over here. So you do that. And then m would equal 4/6. What you want to do is get the 1/5 over to the other side of the equal sign. So you adding cancels out subtraction. So cancel out that. You would add. You do the same over here where you do it over here.
Excuse me,
Stand on that. Stand on that, Joe.
And your answer would be 4/5. You want to get the 1/5 over to the other side of the equal sign. So division undoes multiplication. Now cancel out. You do the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. Now you divide. So you would keep, flip, change. Times 5 is 20 over 1. And 20 would be your answer. You want to get the 6 over 1 over to the other side of the equal sign. So division undoes multiplication. So I've canceled that out. And you would divide by 1. One twelfth would be your answer.